Avraham, welcome to our Monday night shiur. We are after Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, the 17th of Tammuz. Baruch Hashem, that we passed the Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. And our shiur tonight is called Rachel Imenu and the Redemption. Because we talk a lot about the Galut, the Nevi'im, the prophets, this, that. We talk so much about it, but do we have any cure? Do we have any answer, any antidote? The stuff I'm going to tell you tonight, first of all, you're never going to hear anywhere in your life. What? And number two, whatever we're going to tell you tonight, it's going to be a big, if you're going to use it, if you decide to use it, it's going to be a big bump. It's going to be a big, you could use it for Avodat Hashem. There was a prophet called Elisha Hanavi. Prophet Elisha. One time, the king of Israel, not the king of Judah, the king of Israel, Yoram. His name was Yoram. He was an evil king. He did Avodah Zarah. He told the Jews to do Avodah Zarah, but he respected rabbis. He respected them. He went to war against 4 kings. Edom, Moab, all the Sitra Achra. And he told Elisha, Hanavi, Rabbi, could you please come bless us, Birkat Kohanim. Give us some of that. He was upset. Elisha was upset. He said, when I'm upset, I can't give you a bracha. So what do we do to give you a bracha? Vi kinagena min again. Play some music. Play some music. And it's a Navi. It says, Vi kinagena min again v'tihi alav ruach elokim. When the guitarist, when the harp, the whole instrument, when it started to play, suddenly Ruach Elokim came on Elisha, and he was able to have a prophecy. You can't have a prophecy when you're depressed. You can't have a prophecy when you're angry. You cannot daven when you're angry, because davening is prophecy. You should know that. You cannot learn Torah when you're angry. You have to be in a state of calmness, neutrality. You're neutral. We're flatlining it, We're flattening the curve. You gotta flatten the curve. So tonight we're gonna talk about all these things, and especially I'm gonna make a dagesh on Rachel Imenu, because many people say Jewish people, the religious Jews, the observant Jews, were very anti-females, anti-women, right? It's a male-dominant religion, nation. I'm here to dispel that notion. Not only that, I'm going to tell you tonight that the Jewish people will only have a Geulah because of the women. Now, before I do that, I have to say that our shiur tonight is La'atzlachat, the donor. Tonight's shiur, may Hashem bless her with bracha, hatzlacha, parnasa tova, שתבנה בית נאמן בישראל, שיהיה הרבה הצלחות, הרבה ישועות. לכל הרווקים, to all the רווקים, may Hashem bless them, שיזכו לבנות בית נאמן בישראל. Amen. When you say a bracha, it's like a flame. You light a flame, the original flame doesn't become less. It's the opposite. What happens when you light a flame? It increases actually, right? So my good Baruch Hu bless her with a lot of brachot v'atzlachot. I'm going to start off my shiur tonight, even though we technically already started. I'm going to start off with a sentence that we read in Megillat Echa, Gabriel. On Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, we read a Megillah, a scroll called Echa. Echa, how? How was it possible? How was it possible the Jews got to this point? How? I'm going to tell you guys something. When Shlomo HaMelech was king, silver was garbage in the street. Garbage. Gold had some value. Some. But silver and anything less was garbage. Sometimes that's the problem. When you don't have aracha, when you don't have appreciation, value for something, what happens? Hakol nofel, everything falls. Everything falls. That's the problem. When Mashiach comes, we're going to have a big issue. I was talking today with my wife about this. You know what I told her? She stayed home today. She wasn't feeling well. She's like, I'm bored at home. I want to go to work. I said, that's the problem. That's the same problem we're going to have when Mashiach comes. We have to learn to relax. We have to relearn to have a state of calm. Wake up in the morning, tefillah, go straight to Talmud Torah. No, I have to work, I have to go, I have to do, I have to this, I have to that. There's something to fix. Stop fixing things. Maybe it's already fixed. Relax. Take it easy. That's what Mashiach is. Maybe that's what COVID is coming to teach us. Relax. Take a breath. There's something going on at home. Children. Shalom Bayit. Today I saw a katava. A op-ed. And it said over there, in Israel, the divorces, I don't like to say the word, the D word, has gone up 30%. Here too, I know, no joke. It's no joke. We have to learn how to enjoy the tranquility of life. How to enjoy what Hashem gave to us. How to enjoy. Sometimes you have to be at home. Literally, I had to force her to stay home. She's like, no, by tomorrow I'm going to be okay. No, you got to stay home. You got to relax. Learn to relax. Learn to breathe. Learn to enjoy the tranquility. That's Mashiach Tzidkeinu. And yet it says, v'yelchu mechail el chayil. They shall go from strength to strength. That even from the time of Mashiach Tzidkeinu, whoever worked on Friday will have what to eat on Saturday. If you didn't work on Friday, you're not going to have what to eat on Saturday, on Shabbat. I have a book. It's called De'ava Skill. It was written by the chief rabbi of Petach Tikva. He was the chief dayan of Petach Tikva, Rabbi Ovadia Hadaye. He was the Gdol HaMekubalim of his generation, Rabbi Ovadia Hadaye. Him and Rabbi Ovadia Yosef. Rabbi Ovadia Yosef was young at that time. They had a lot of, let's call it, beef. A lot of arguments. For example, I'll tell you something. Rabbi Ovadia Hadaye said, a Sefer Torah that the Yuds don't have a tag, a crown, don't read in it. Because we learned in Shara Nikudim, you guys already forgot from before COVID, that the Yuds have to have a crown. And Rabbi Ovadia Hadaye was Rosh Yeshivat HaMekubalim. He was also the chief dayan of Petach Tikva. And Rabbi Ovadia Yosef said, what are you talking about? It's kosher Sefer Torah. Ma'abaya. And it was it was a beef between them. One time, there's a halakha. It's already mentioning Rabbi Ovadia Hadaye. I'm going to mention another thing about him. Moreinu v'Rabbeinu Rabbi Ovadia Hadaye, he had a yeshiva in Rehov Rashi in Yerushalayim. How? The Jordanians destroyed the shul of the Rashash in 1976. I'm not wrong. 6-Day War, 76 or 67? 67? You sure? Yeah. You're on camera. 67. The Jordanians bombed the shul of the Rashash. It became Echomrim Kli Cheres. It became Afar va'efer. Ovadia Hadaye said, I'm going to rebuild the Rashash. He was penniless. You know what penniless is? He didn't have a drop, a coin. I was in Chase Bank today. It said over there, we cannot disperse coins because of COVID. He was penniless, not because of COVID. He was because he was penniless. He built a new Bet El of the Rashash. The new yeshiva of the Rashash. How? House to house. We're building a yeshiva. $5 here, $2 there, $3 there. He built. He was not ashamed. Busha. People have busha. How am I going to ask money from this guy? I'm embarrassed. He wasn't embarrassed. The day that he finished building this new yeshiva of the Rashash in Rehov Rashi, he saw the Rashash sitting in the Bet HaKnesset learning Torah. This is not a joke. It's not a joke. I'm telling you, when I see stuff by the Mekubalim HaKadoshim, I'm telling you something that I already validated. I validated it. Could you imagine such a thing? He saw the Rashash sitting in his new Bet HaMidrash. In his seat. They reenacted the whole thing. You know what I'm talking about. They reenacted the whole thing, and they put the seat of the Rashash where the Rashash, and you saw him sitting in the exact seat. That was the koach of the Mekubalei Kedoshim. Rabbeinu Ovadia Hadaye, when he asked to blow the shofar, you know, Balatokea, the area. A Balatokea is not something simple. To blow the shofar, you have to have a zchuyot. I remember a story that I heard about the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, the Baal Shem Tov. He asked Mordechai with Chernobyl. We know today Chernobyl as the Chernobyl. You know, you go to Ukraine, Chernobyl, they say. Everything is destroyed. Chernobyl. It's not the government, it's Chernobyl. So he asked for Mordechai with Chernobyl to blow the shofar for him one Rosh Hashanah. And he said to him, I want you to learn the kavanot. Did you ever see kavanot of the Rashash? The Rashash, forget about the Ari, the Rashash on shofar? I'm afraid to look at it. Just seeing it gives me humbleness. It's a lot. You gotta bring the givurot, then the hasadim, then the bina, then the chokhmah, and then this, and then that. Each one in a different order all the time. And you have to be like a machine. You have to know what you're doing. Mordechai in Chernobyl, he learned kavanot. He wrote it on a paper, you know, like cheat sheet. When he's gonna blow the shofar, he's gonna look. Before he came to the blow the shofar, he lost the paper. He was so sad, Ribono Shel Olam. He was so sad that he lost the paper. From the sadness, he blew the shofar. We say in Bukhari, atach dil. From the bottom of the heart, from the me'omek, from the deepest, from the kishka. I like that, the kishka. From the kishka of the live. The Baal Shem Tov told him, I never saw in Shamayim the blowing of a shofar like that. I never saw such a thing in my life. Rachamana li babae. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants the live. He wants the live. How do we know? What's live? Bereshit. What's the first letter of the Torah? Bet. Bereshit. What's the last letter? Yisrael. El is what? Lamed. Live. Rachamana Gabriel li babae. God wants an neshama. One time, Ovadia Hadaye, he was in the yeshiva. He asked one of the aspiring mekubalim of that generation. Back then, he was aspiring mekubalim of Mordechai Eliyahu. He said, your father of Salman Eliyahu, he was. You ever read his book on the Etz Chaim Kerem Shlomo? Such depth, such beauty, such clarity. You know, you read the book of the Sfaradim on the Torah, it makes sense. The Maharshal HaKadosh, the cousin of the Ari HaKadosh, in his time, in the 1500s, he went against all the Chachmei Ashkenaz. He said, you guys don't know how to write Hebrew. You guys are writing in Yiddish. You guys don't know how to write. We don't know how to read your books. Everything is hafuch al hafuch. He had a big fight. Mamash, the Maharshal fought against Chachmei Ashkenaz. He fought against them. He says, you guys don't, you have to learn how to read Hebrew. You guys, because you're thinking in Yiddish and you're writing in Hebrew. What's going to come out? Bazuchsin. It doesn't work like that. You got to talk and think in the same language. You understand what I'm saying? So the Kerem Shlomo of Salman Eliyahu, when he was younger, his parents wanted to send him to Oxford University. Of Mordechai Eliyahu. You know what Oxford University is? You think Harvard and this is League. Ivy League. This is the Ivy League of the Ivy Leagues.
Harvard and Oxford are the same.
Oxford. One day, Rav Salman Eliyahu meets the Ben Ish Chai. Ben Ish Chai says, it's okay, it's a sign. The Ben Ish Chai says, Chelech le'oraita, your power is for the Torah. He said those words, it came inside of him like a venom, like a venom. He let everything go. No mathematics, calculus, nothing. I'm going to learn Torah. Ben Ish Chai said, they had kavod for Chachamim back then. Ben Ish Chai said, I gotta go learn Torah. His uncles one day asked him, Salman, Sulaiman, you going to college or what? He said, his father passed away. He said, his uncles were alive. He says, his uncles were rich in Baghdad. He says, I cannot go to college. I want to learn Torah. They had a watermelon, Back then in Baghdad, watermelon was ISIS. What kids see as ISIS today, not ISIS, but ISIS, yeah? They took the watermelon, they blew it up on the table, Bukharian style. They ripped the table apart. It says, we spent money on your education. You want to learn Torah? You're going to Oxford University in England. He said, no way. I'm staying and learning Torah. I'm going to take this... Arbuz or tarbuz? How do you say?
Arbuz is Russian, tarbuz is Bukhari.
There you go. We're gonna take the arbuz. We're gonna blow it up on your head. They said, I'm not exaggerating. This is how the story goes. He said, I'm not going. I'm going to learn Torah. Ben Ish Chai told me, Yashar chelach le'oraita. I'm going to learn Torah. He was accepted to Oxford University. Sfaradi. Sfaradi Jew. He said, I'm not going. I'm going to learn Torah. He went and learned Torah. What came out of him? Rishon leTzion hinei inam v'lYerushalayim v'vasereten. Came out of him the chief rabbi of Yerushalayim, of Eretz Yisrael, Rav Mordechai Eliyahu. I told you guys the story on Shabbat, how he put together the bones of the Chida. Yeah. Told you guys that story. This was Rav Salman Eliyahu. Anywho, Rav Ovadia Hadaya was his close friend. Rav Ovadia Hadaya, they were blowing shofar. They asked Rav Mordechai, Rav Salman Eliyahu's son, blow the shofar for me in Rosh Hashanah. Now there is a halacha when you do tashra, tikiyah, shvarim, tru'ah, tikiyah. When you do shvarim and tru'ah, that's the 3, 1, 2, 3, and the 9. You got to do it with one breath. When mekubalim, it's an issue. There's so much kavanot to do in the 3. You have to need 5 minutes just to have kavanot in those 3, so you're not going to follow the halakha of the Shulchan Aruch. Rav Mordechai Eliyahu didn't know what to do. What did he do? When you don't know what to do, bari v'shema, bari adif. He did the tkiyot, 3 and the 9, one after the other. Rav Ovadia Hadaya got up. He said, I called you over here to make the tkiyot lefi Kabbalah, lefi Ari Kadosh, lefi Rashi, and you're over here doing to me Shulchan Aruch. What is this supposed to be? He ripped him. Because when you know something, when you're strong in something, you don't care. You know emet is emet. That's why we say in the Miel Kamocha, Titen emet leYaakov. That's the only thing that matters, truth. A person could be a crazy guy, but if he has truth, look at Donald Trump. Lahavdil elef havdalot. Bilyonei havdalot. He's a crazy guy. Soon they're gonna bring the 5th book about him that he's crazy. His niece wrote about him a book that he's crazy. His advisor wrote him that he's crazy. Everything, he's crazy. What is one thing that's going for him? He's truth. He is truth. He's true. He's a man of truth. Titen, lahavdil. Titen emet leYaakov. People want to hear the truth. You want to see the truth in life. Person is connected to a Rav. Why are you connected to him? Why? Because he is charismatic? Because he looks good? Why are you connected to him? Titen emet leYaakov. You want truth. That's why emet, Aleph is what letter of the Aleph bet? The first. Taf is what letter? Last. Mem is what letter? The middle. Emet. But when you don't have emet, what do you have? Met. 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 What is met? Death. If you just take out one letter, not all 3, just one letter take off, what do you have? Chas Shalom? Met. But I have the other 2, I got the middle, I got the end. No. Rosh, Toch, Sof. You need everything. Because the Ein Sof Baruch Hu is everything. Now I'm going to tell you guys something about the 3 weeks. Rabotai. We said this on Suda Shalishit. Not me, not Sfaradi, not Mikubalim, not Chachmei Chen, Chachmei Sod, Surim, Irakim, Bukharim. No, Ashkenazi, Lithuanian Jew, Gdol Ador of the Ashkenazim, Rav Victor Miller. I have over there, it's right there. You brought it. It says over there. They asked Rav Victor Miller, the Gdol Ador of the Ashkenazim, should we do Tikkun Hatzot in Ben HaMitzarim? He said yes. He said yes. What's Tikkun Hatzot? He said 1 minute. Take of your time. 1 minute and midday. From midday till sunset. Take 1 minute of your day. Think of the Chorban Beit HaMikdash. We come to Tisha B'Av. Soon this year is going to be 1,952 years of Chorban Beit HaMikdash. You know, we read the Midrash, how Yaakov Avinu saw the ladder. You know, Sulam Tzavaratzav Roshom Megi'ash Hamayma. He saw the Egyptian Malach go up 210 steps. Bavel, 70. Yavan, whatever the number was. He saw Edom going up, up. No, he's not coming down. He stopped counting the steps. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, don't worry, also he's going to come down. Yaakov Avinu stopped counting the steps. We're living, you know, Rabotai, we're going to look at ourselves one day, we're going to say, you know, my grandmother passed away 2 years ago, a year and a half, whatever, 2 years ago. And, you know, I was in the yeshiva, we made a small yeshiva. This is after we made over here the thing. And I came home, I saw my mother said, Chalosh Shudak, you know, she got free of all the nonsense. She got free. That's what the Gemara says. The rabbis used to say over there, Ete v'lo achmine. He should come. I don't want to see him. He should come. I don't want to see him. That's what they said. Mamish, it's divrei nevuah, almost divrei nevuah. I would say it's mamish divrei ruach hakodesh. Ete v'lo achmine. I don't want to see him. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to know. Rabotai, we're living in crazy times. And I'm going to tell you guys one thing. Our nishamot were chosen. I could cry while I'm saying this. Our nishamot were chosen to fix this. Not Rabbi Akiva, not Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, not Moshe Rabbeinu. Nobody was chosen to fix this. We small guys over here. Ekev sheba ekev. I was teaching one kid the Parshat Bereshit to read the Sefer Torah. While he was reading it so many times, I started already making chidushim on the parasha. So it says over there by the Aliyah Shlishi in Sefer Bereshit, it says Ata Tishufeinu Akev. Mazet Tishufeinu Shnat Tafshin Pei Akev is the Ekev of Adam HaRishon. What year are we in the Jewish year? Tafshin Pei 5780. When is the Ekev of Adam HaRishon? Tafshin Pei. Already I read the Sefer Bereshit so much and already that chidush came to me. We're in the Ekev of Adam HaRishon. We were chosen. Don't think you guys are small fry. You're not small. You guys are great. 70 giants came down to Mitzrayim. The Abir Yaakov, the grandfather of the Baba Sali, says, how much they went up? 600,000 nitzotzot. The Abir Yaakov says, what does that mean? 70 went down, 600,000 went up. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not... He says this in his book of Haggadah Shel Pesach. I have this book at home. He says 70 went down. 70 shorashim went down. 70 roots, nishamot went down. They couldn't get the Jews out of the galut. Who took them up? 600,000 nitzotzot. Sparks. Now we understand why Shaul HaMelech was considered Shaul HaMelech. Why? When Shmuel HaNavi said, you're going to be the king, what did he say? He hid in the barrels, between the barrels. He said, I don't want to be king. I don't want to be the anava, the humbleness. It's something that's unbelievable, Rabbi Isai. It's unbelievable when a person is humble. You know, I remember, I never forget this day. I was in Eretz Yisrael, in the town of the Bukharim. That's not Bukharin anymore. That's Yemeni. Temani, Iraqi, this, that. Oh, who's over there is Bukhari already. Shapira, Kriyat Shalom. That's the new Shkunat Bukharim over there. You understand? Or Yehuda. That's the real Shkunat Bukharim. I was over there on Shabbat, and I remember that Talmid Chacham over there got up and gave a Divar Torah. He says, we think that when we make ourselves a midbar, when we make ourselves a desert, Shakol Dashinba, everyone steps on top of us, that we're nobodies, that he took advantage of me, that I'm Ume Midbar Matana. When you make yourself a midbar, what happens to you at the end? You become matana. You get a matanot. Matanot Nakadosh Baruch Hu. I never forget in my life, any human being who gives in and restricts, I like that word, restricts, he never ever regrets it. Never regrets it. Because we believe in Or Yashar, and there's a Or Choser. You know what happens when you restrict? Shefa's coming down from Yerushalayim. You're saying, like a baseball bat. Boom! You bring it back up. But don't think the ball just goes back up. What happens? Eventually, it goes back down. That's Or Yashar ve Or Choser. And you know what we're working for? Not for the Or Yashar, for the Or Choser. We're not working. I told this to one guy. I said, don't look for itaruta dil aila. People they wanna. How come Hashem doesn't help me? How come Hashem doesn't do this for me? How come Hashem this? How come Hashem? What do you mean? How come Hashem this? You want Hakadosh Baruch Hu to wake you up all the time from Shamayim? You want itaruta dil aila? No. You need to do itaruta dil tata. You have to wake him up. What does David HaMelech say? Ura, wake up. Lama tishan Hashem. Why do you have to go to sleep, Hashem? Is Hashem asleep? Rather, sometimes we feel like Hashem is sleeping. Person can't get married, Hashem is sleeping. Person doesn't have parnasa, Hashem is sleeping. Person doesn't have refuah shlema, Hashem is sleeping. Hashem is not sleeping. We feel that Hashem is sleeping. What does David HaMelech says? Ura. What's Ura? Not the organization Ura, but they have a nice name, by the way. Ura! What's saying? Wake up! It's a good advertisement. Ura, lama tishan Hashem. He didn't say Ura lama tishan Havaya. He didn't say Yud Kei Vav Kei. He said Ura lama tishan Hashem, Amonai. Because Amonai, the Malchut, the Shekhinah, is closest to us. We feel that Hashem's presence is sleeping. He's not here. Where did Haman tell Achashverosh? Anyone know? What did he tell him? Shar Kavanot. We said this maybe 1,000,000 times in our shiurim. Elokim shel elu yashen. Their God is sleeping. Haman told Achashverosh, don't worry about it. Achashverosh, you got this. You want to knock them out? Now is the time to knock them out. He's sleeping. Open up Shar Kavanot, Derush Purim. You're going to see it. It's one of the first lines over there. But we say in Arabic, when do we say Hine lo yanum velo yishan? When do we say it? Which prayer? Which prayer? Aravit. What happens in Aravit where everyone's sleeping? Hine lo yanum velo yishan shomei Yisrael. That's why are tzaddikim compared to dagim? What's a dag? Fish. Why fish? They don't sleep. Their eyelids are never closed. They're always open. They're never sleeping. Why are Jews compared to ayalim? What's ayalim? Deer. Because the deer, he's half awake, half asleep. He's ready for the next predator. Right? Predator comes, boom, he's gone. Isn't that amazing? What are Jews compared to? Deers and fish. What do we say to our kids every Friday night? Right? Yisimcha Elohim v'ke'Ephraim v'kimnashe. What Ephraim and Menashe was blessed? V'yidgu larov b'kerev haaretz, the fish. Right? And what do we consider Jewish people? Naftali ayala. What's ayala? A deer. We're deers. But what do? No, this guy in the yeshiva didn't accept me. This rabbi like this. What a rabbi like this? Hakadosh Baruch Hu. What does Masechet Brachot say? Me'id alin hashmai va'aretz. One person is standing and learning Torah. Shekhinah is with him. Shekhinah is with him. Now I'm going to tell you something. Hopefully you guys are going to take this idea, this Dvar Torah. This is all what we said right now is a Hagdama. It's an introduction. to what my main point is. Our shiur is called Rachel Imenu and their redemption. I didn't speak about Rachel Imenu. I'm speaking about Rachel Imenu right now. I'm going to tell you guys right now one thing. The Pasuk says in Parashat Acharei Mot, in Sefer Vayikra, Bezot Yavo Aharon El HaKodesh. With this, Aharon will come to the Holy of Holies. What's with this? When we look at the Torah, you know, Hagbah, Rabbi here likes to buy Hagbah. Everyone says, Zot HaTorah. We don't say Zeh HaTorah. What do we say? Zot HaTorah. What's Zot? Female, right? Take her. Bezot Zot HaTorah. What's this Zot? We had a big mikubal. That this shul, this small shul over here, that we're very into him. The Rashash HaKadosh, R.Shalom Gadaev. The Rashash says, when he was a young boy, he almost fell in the Avera with a Muslim woman. He almost fell in the Avera. He was a young boy. He almost fell in the Avera. His father died as a young boy. His father's name was Yitzchak. Yitzchak is a very powerful name. Very powerful. And the Ari's name was Yitzchak. The Rashash's father's name was Yitzchak. The Gemara in Masechet Shabbat Peitet 89 says that Mashiach is only going to come b'schud which father? Yitzchak. And the Rashash HaKadosh, he was a young boy, his name was Shalom. He was selling trinkets. Trinkets like toys, this, that. It was selling whatever, trinkets. One Muslim woman, twice his age, very rich woman, called him up, says, Yehud, come up, I want to buy from you. She lived in the roof. And she told him, listen, your teenage dreams are about to come true. It's time. I saw you. Yalla habibi. Lo aleinu, lo al Klal Yisrael. He said, give me a second, let me go to the bathroom and freshen up, just like the Gemara Masechet Kiddushin. Happened to I believe Rav Kahana or Rav Chia Barabba. I don't remember which one. He went to the bathroom, he opened the window. He said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm going to jump. I'm jumping. Whether you like it or not, I'm jumping. Whether Eliyahu Hanavi is going to catch me or not, I'm jumping. But if I live after I jump, I'm going to Eretz Yisrael. He jumped? You better believe it. He jumped. He got up like nothing happened to him. No broken bones, nothing. He picked up his bag. He didn't tell his mother goodbye. He didn't tell his brothers goodbye. He had a shaliach over there. He saw a Jew, says, go tell my mother I'm going to Eretz Yisrael. Forget about it. He went to Eretz Yisrael. This is the Rashash. On the way, he stops in Baghdad. Baghdad is the center of Judaism back then. He stops in Baghdad. They're learning Zohar, Parashat Balak. And they're talking about the word Zot. Bezot Yavo Aharon El HaKodesh. Zot HaTorah. He starts to cry. They tell him in Arabic, why are you crying? He says, my heart is crying for the Zot. I'm crying for the Ko, for this Shekhinah. I'm crying for her. They didn't understand it. They thought he was some fanatic. Beautiful. He picks up his bags. He goes to Syria. In Syria, they think that he's crazy. He goes to Eretz Yisrael. He becomes the Domot. How do you say Domot? The groom. Son-in-law. Better. Of the Rosh Yeshiva of Bet El, Rav Gedalia Chayun. His wife's name was Chana. Chana? Hannah. Like that? Okay. Better? Chana. He gets married to her. He becomes the Rosh Yeshiva. Rav Salman Eliyahu, we started the shiur with him, we're going to end it with him. We're not ending anytime soon. Rav Salman Eliyahu says, whoever learns Etz HaChaim, he doesn't learn it with a Rashash, didn't understand Etz HaChaim. Whoever learns the Rashash, he didn't learn it with a Torat Chacham, didn't understand the Rashash. Who understands the Torat Chacham? Rav Chaim de la Rosa, you guys remember, about 2 weeks ago I put you guys on the text message in the group, the Torat Chacham. Morai v'Rabotai, you guys over here are zochim, umizakim et harabim, to hear these about these giants, these Sfaradi giants. This is the Sod Shebasodot. Not the people, the 70 people who came down to Mitzrayim, the Shorashim. You guys are zoche. And with this zchut, you will bring the Geula. With this zchut, you're going to bring the Geula. Nothing else. Only this zchut. You know why? We had the Or HaChaim HaKadosh's Hilula a week ago. The Or HaChaim HaKadosh. You know what the Or HaChaim says? He says there are three Avot, Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. We had 3 exiles: Babylon, Persia, and Greece. Yavan. Avraham took us out of Babylon. Or HaChaim says. Yitzchak took us out of Persia. Yaakov took us out of Greece. Who's going to take us out of Rome? Actually, he says no. Anyone know?
We are.
Rachel? No, he doesn't say that. That would fit well with the shear, right? No. Anyone else think? Just throw a name. Somebody big.
Rashash?
He didn't know the Rashash. Yoshua ben Nun. Who's his Rebbe? Moshe Rabbeinu. B'zchut Moshe Rabbeinu. He says we're going to come out of the Galut. What was Moshe Rabbeinu? Torah tziva lanu Moshe. B'zchut the Talmud Torah. Now I want to ask you a question, Abraham. Was there ever a generation in history would learn more Torah than us? Never. I'm going to give a stamp on that. Never. You know, we always say Volozhin, Poland, they had yeshiva. You know how many people they had in yeshiva back then? 50 people. 25 yeshiva students. 30 yeshiva students. Today, Mir Yeshiva has, come on, give me a number. 7,000 students. That's only in 9, you say? More. No, that's 9 in Israel. How about in America? That means they have more students than Rabbi Akiva students. Was there ever a generation that learned Torah like us? All of us over here, I guarantee, we come home, we learn Torah. Don't we learn Torah? We have Sfarim, we have this, we have that. Another story. We learn Torah. Don't we learn Torah? Will we not say that we are the greatest generation? We may not be the greatest neshamot. We may not be the greatest. We don't have big neshamot. We're small.
Small, tiny.
But to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, small and big makes a difference. It doesn't make a difference, Rabbi Isai. Everything in our generation that we do, Rabbotai, I told you guys this shiur 2 weeks ago. Rabbi Yehuda Ptaya said, what's left in the nishamot, in the sacks of the nishamot, what's left? Little. That means every mitzvah that we do is a giant mitzvah. If a person that's single that gets married, he makes over there, Sisu v'simhu b'simchat Torah. In Shamayim over there is going on over there, Hilula is going on over there. I told you guys, Rabbi Isai, that in Shamayim, every time a person gets married, the nishamot of the niftarim of that family comes to the wedding, and they call it Yom Hilula Rabbah. It's a Yom Hilula Rabbah, Rabbotai. I want to tell you, I know we spoke a lot, it's a lot of ideas over here, a lot of chizuk. I want to tell you one thing about, I'm going to put Rachel Imenu, I didn't even start talking about her yet. But that's what happens when you talk Torah. Torah, parim v'ravim. You know, pishon, gichon, haideket, prat. What's prat? The parim v'ravim. Divrei Torah is parim v'ravim. The waters make more water. It makes more. Yeah. I want to tell you guys one thing. I've been meaning to read you guys this book of Ezekiel over here. 3 psukim, 3 verses. These 3 verses over here is going to give you such kavazachut for Klal Yisrael. Kavazachut. How do you say kavazachut? Benefit of Klal Yisrael. After The Book of Ezekiel. Yechezkel Hanavi talks about Gog and Magog. Talks about Mashiach. Talks about the destruction. But all the Nivuot Za'am, as we call them. He says one small prophecy. The Book of Ezekiel. After Gog and Magog. The Book of Ezekiel says like this. Lachen. Therefore, Ko Amar Hashem Elokim. So says God Elokim. Whenever the Navi says Hashem Elokim, it means it's the total completion of God's midot. Because you have Havaya and you have Elokim. Ata, now, Ashiv Shvut Yaakov. I will bring back the remnants of Jacob. Virichamti Kol Beit Israel. I will have mercy on all of Israel. Vikineti Leshem Kochi. I will have jealousy for my name. What does that mean? Jealousy for my name. Rashi says, I always learn Rashi. Never move from Rashi, Rabotai. Rashi, Rashi Tevot, Rabban Shel Yisrael. The rabbi of the Jewish people. If Rashi was alive today, he would accept all of us in his yeshiva. Don't worry about it. Rashi says like this. Velabashti kin'ah. I will wear jealousy. Tishu'ah. Salvation. Vinakam. And revenge. Lema'an Shem Kochi. Not because of you, guys. But because of me. Shelo yichalel od. I'm sick and tired that the goyim are desecrating my name. That means at the end of the day, the Geulah is not going to become because of us. It's going to become because Hashem says, I'm sick and tired that goyim are desecrating my name. Now, v'kineti l'shem kochi. Rashi says, v'kineti b'shem kochi kemo ha'mekane. I will have kin'ah, jealousy for my name. That means you guys had the chance to do it. At the end of the day, I'm doing it because lema'an shemo be'ava. We say it every Shmona Yisrael. Now listen to this pasuk. Ve'nasut klimatam. They will be embarrassed. Ve't kol ma'alam. All their weight. Asher ma'alubi. That they put on me. B'shiftam al admatam. When they'll come back to their land. Lebetach. What's lebetach? Nobody's bothering them. Everything. How do you say betach? Security. Full security. Ve'en machali. Nobody's bothering them. What does Rashi say? One of the most powerful Rashis in the whole Tanakh. Be'tevi lahem. I will do for them good. Who? Who is he going to do good to? The Jewish people. Ve'lo igmalem kiratam. I'm not going to pay them back that they didn't keep the Torah. I'm not going to pay them back. Az yesum klimatam. They're going to be embarrassed because of that. Give you goosebumps, right? Ve'yevoshu melharim panim. They're going to be embarrassed to pick up their face to me. Umenachem piresh v'nasu. That means at the end the Geulah is going to come. Hashem is going to say, I'm going to give you so much good. I'm going to save you guys so much. It's the Book of Ezekiel. At the end of Gog and Magog. Nobody reads this to people. Nobody. I'm reading it to you. At the end, the Navi says, at the end, we're not going to be able to do it. Hashem is going to do it lema'an shemo be'ahava, for His name, and from the shame that we're going to comprehend that He's doing it because He's doing it for Himself and not because of us. We're going to be so embarrassed that we're going to all become shomer Torah and mitzvot just like that, because we're going to comprehend His greatness, that we're going to be, how you say, Sovesni, that we're going to be embarrassed. We're going to be embarrassed from Him. Ashamed from Him. Now, the next pasuk is even greater. Beshovevi otam. What's beshovevi? How do we call people that are shovavnikim, right? You know, those chuliganim. I'm going to bring those chuliganim back home. Min ha'amim. What's min ha'amim? From the nations, France, England, America, South America. The kibatzti otam, and I'm going to bring them all back home. Don't worry, Hashem says, I'm going to bring them back home. Ma'aratzot oivehem, from the nations that hated them. V'nikdashti bam, when they're going to all come back home, it's going to be a kiddush Hashem. Whatever you see in Israel today right now, That's nothing compared to what's going to be. Do you know? The day that Jews started coming back to Israel was the day that Krit Machizam fell down. It was the day that the cross was destroyed. Why? You know what they said? Isaiah 53. Who's the new religion? The cross. When the Jews came back, you know what they said? They had nothing to say. Because it shows who's the real people? The Jewish people. That's if God forbid a missionary stops you in the street, say, explain this to me. It says that the Jews are going to come back. Where are you coming back from? How did they come back to Israel? That's why the Crusades, what was their main focus? Overcome Jerusalem. Overcome Jerusalem. That's why the Kritmach countries, they don't let the Jewish people take off Al-Aqsa Mosque, the mosque over there, Al-Aqsa. They don't let them take it off. Why? They have Jerusalem. But if they have Har-Abayit, forget about it. You're going to have 1 million converts today. I was reading the Book of Esther. I try to learn the whole Tanakh every year. The Book of Esther says, "Va'arabim ma'anshei ha'aretz mityahadim ki nafal pachad Mordechai aleim." The people started to convert. Rashi says, 127 countries, people started to convert to Judaism because Mordechai was the viceroy of the Jewish people. You know how many converts we have in us? Oh, we have a lot. I told you guys on Shabbat, in the time of the Roman occupation of Hadrian, 2 million, estimated 2 million converts to Judaism from the Roman Empire. Estimated 2 million. That's not even counting Achashverosh. It's not counting them. Now I'm going to tell you, "V'nigdashti bam negoim rabim, v'yad'u ki ani Hashem Elohehem, v'agloti yotem." They will know that I was God. I was the same God. I took them out of Eretz Israel. I will bring them back from the goyim. V'kinasti al admatam. I will bring them back to their land. Here's the words: "Velo otir od mehem sham." I will not leave from them there. Rashi says, "Velo otir." What does it mean? I will not leave. Lo atir ochad mehem bagola. There will be a day there won't be one Jew outside of Eretz Israel. Not Pangaea. There will be a day there will be not one Yehudi outside of Eretz Israel. Not one! You think I'm lying? It's right there in Rashi. It's in Rashi.
What about faith?
Stimulus check. Not stimulus check. You have insurance, not insurance. En davar. I told you guys on Shabbat, if Mashiach would come today, let's say he would be mitgalet today, would me and you, let's all be serious, we would pick up our bags and go with him. We would not be like Datan ve'Aviram. We would not be like Korach. Am I right or wrong, Gabriel? We would go, house or no house. I was thinking about this today during Tikkun Chatzot. I said, let him come today, let's go. Let's just go. Who cares? What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? A mortgage? Okay, it's in the bank's hands, right? What do you have to lose, Rabbi Isai? Nothing. You ready? We need 10 guys that are ready. You're ready, okay. Let's finish the last pasuk and call it a night. Velo astir od panai mehem. I will not hide my face from them. Asher shafachti et ruchi al Beit Yisrael. Now I want to remind you guys that I spilled my ruach on Beit Yisrael. What does that mean? Every Jew is going to be a Navi. We're going to be Nevi'im, Rabbi Isai. That means you have a problem? Hashem, what do I do? Yallah, I'm talking to you. Better than this you want? Better than this you want? Nothing better than this. I didn't read the Prophet Joel yet, Yoel. Oh, if you read the Prophet Yoel over there, oh, you guys are going to be jumping from joy. Before Mashiach comes, it says even the maids will have Ruach Hashem in them. יותר מזה אתה רוצה? אין יותר מזה. He doesn't say. הפכתי אלוקי הבית את זה, נאום השם אלוקים, I am Hashem your God. Rabbi Isai, there's a lot more to say about this, but from the excitement, the electricity, we're gonna continue, but we'll continue. Tomorrow night we're doing a Hidlah from Moshe Cordovero, the Ramak HaKadosh, that was in Tzfat before the Ari HaKadosh. The first Hilulah that I ever went to in New York was of the Ramak HaKadosh, and I never missed a Hilulah of his in my life. We're going to learn Tomar Dvorah tomorrow night, Rabbi Isai, 8:45 Arabi, 9 o'clock Hilulah. We're going to add another Ramak. It says, Se'adeni ve'ivashea. give me a seudah and I will see salvation. Magash Baruch Hu bless all you guys with bracha, v'atzlacha, yusho gdol, refuah shlema, atzlacha gdola, atzlacha b'chinuch yiladim, shalom bayit. מי שלא יתחתן שהשם יברך אותו שיזכה להקים בית נאמן בישראל. ברוך אדוני לעולם, אמן ואמן.